Let's talk about the steps involved in clinical research and the key submissions needed for FDA drug approval, NDA, and IND. An IND, or Investigational New Drug application, is initial step where a pharmaceutical company tests a new drug in human. Before submitting an IND to the FDA, the company spends several years testing the drug in labs. Usually, only a 1 in 1,000 compounds tested in labs moves to human studies. The IND application includes safety data, manufacturing details, clinical plans, and information about the people in the trials. Once the IND is approved, phase 1 trials with human participants can begin. Of course, we understand that the size and duration of each trial can vary based on the indication and the size of disease population, but we are discussing a typical non-rare disease example here. Phase 1 trials are mainly about safety, involving around 20 to 80 healthy volunteers over about a year. This phase looks at developing drug safety profile, its metabolism, and excretion from the body. Phase 2 focuses on the effectiveness, typically with 100 to 300 patients, to see if it's effective for a specific condition. This phase usually compares a drug to a placebo or other drugs to see if it has an effect, while also checking for side effects. Phase 3 trials come next if the drug shows promise in Phase 2 with several hundreds to thousands of patients depending on the indication and size of target population. Efficacy is tested in a larger and safety is also continuously monitored for a longer period. Typically, once efficacy and safety of an IP is proven in one or sometimes more Phase 3 studies, a new drug application or NDA is filed with the regulatory authorities. NDA is a formal request to the FDA to approve a new drug for marketing. It includes all the data from all the completed and ongoing clinical trials and needs to show that the drug's benefits outweigh its risks. After FDA approval, post-marketing or Phase 4 studies are usually completed to collect additional data once the drug is available to the public. Phase 4 studies gather more information about a drug's safety, effectiveness, and optimal use after its approval. These studies, which are often done in real-time settings rather than a strictly controlled clinical trial, might uncover new uses or long-term effects. The whole process of researching, developing, and approving a drug typically takes 12 to 15 years and costs $1 to $3 billion. Understanding this lengthy process helps explain why drug prices can be high, as companies need to cover the costs of research, development, and meeting regulatory requirements.